Morning, everyone. It's Rich. One of my family members, who he lives in Texas, but he works in Virginia. He currently has a project. Actually, he just finished one, but he has an ongoing project in Akwa Ibom State, and he is building an 18-unit hostel for students. I recently discovered that over the past few years that he's been building this project back home in Nigeria, that he has been paying his contractor, his general contractor, and also his vendors and suppliers. He's been paying them directly through, I believe, through Western Union. He really didn't go into detail about how he's been paying them. But anyway, I come to find out that he didn't have a bank account in Nigeria. And that has changed. Now he has opened a bank account. He recently went home to Nigeria this is in November. We're in October. He went home in July. And while he was there, he, for the first time, opened a Nigerian business and personal bank account. And that is the subject matter of today's video. I'm gonna run you guys through how to open your bank account. And I'm also going to share which bank I use and why I chose that particular bank. So you can't open an account in Nigeria offshore. That's not going to happen. You have to physically be in the country. They have to be able to verify who you are. You have to get what is called a biometrics done. It's called a BVN. The biometrics you can actually do in the United States. I did my biometrics in Atlanta. But find whichever office that services the jurisdiction that you're in and go in there and get your biometrics done. I believe it was about $100. I believe that's what I paid when I did mine. That was like, 4 years ago. But each jurisdiction is different. So you're gonna get your biometrics done. You're gonna need they'll take your fingerprints, obviously. They'll take your photographs. They'll run your facial recognition or facial biometrics, put you in the system, and then they'll issue you what is called a BVN number. This BVN number is what you will then take to any banking institution in Nigeria. You walk in with your BVN number. If you obviously you have a valid passport and a valid ID, they're going to verify all that, and using that information, you can then open your bank accounts. Now, this is what I would recommend you to do because that's what I did. And obviously, most of you who are watching this, you're Nigerians in the diaspora. A lot of you are in the United States, and you're looking at establishing or re-establishing yourself in Nigeria. Now, I don't know if non-nationals can open bank accounts in Nigeria. I'm not really sure about that. But as a Nigerian citizen, it's within your constitutional right to be able to open an account in your country of origin. So you're going to need to, this is what I have. Now, it doesn't mean you have to do what I did, but this is what I have. I have an Mberiket business account. I have a personal Rich Mberiket personal account, Naira. So we have an Mberiket Naira account and a Rich Mberiket. Let me rephrase that. We have an Mberiket business Naira account and a Rich Mberiket personal Naira account. On top of that, we have an American business dollar account and a Rich and Berrycat personal dollar account. So that's the 4 accounts that I have. And the banking institution that I use is EcoBank. And I was grandfathered into EcoBank through Oceanic. For those of you, I'm talking about like early 2000s. There was a bank called Oceanic Bank that was around then. This was the bank that I was banking with for years. I mean, but also I should disclose that I was gone from Nigeria for 16 years just due to personal reasons, and I'm going to share that at a later point in another video. So the account remained dormant. When EcoBank acquired Oceanic Bank, my account was automatically grandfathered into the EcoBank banking ecosystem. So all I had to do was, when I got to Nigeria, and back then there was no BVN back then. You're talking about like early 2000s. There wasn't any BVN going on at that time. So in order for them to verify who I am, they did some investigation. They were able to use my signature from my forms back then, obviously my identification, to then connect the account to me, which allowed me, I'm going to step back a little bit because the sun is coming, which allowed me to then open, so they basically revalidated who I am. And as a result, I was able to open the 4 accounts that I mentioned. EcoBank has been amazing for me. Now, there are some people who I know who have multiple accounts with multiple banks. That is okay if you want to do that, but it's unnecessary. I think it causes a lot of, for me, it's just too much. I like simplicity. I like dealing with one banking institution. It's just like here in the United States, I only deal with one banking institution. And that's what I wanted for myself in Nigeria, just to simplify everything. You build relationships and you build equity through that bank. And it's been, I mean, by the time you factor in the Oceanic Bank into the EcoBank, being grandfathered into EcoBank, I've been with the same banking institution now in Nigeria since the early 2000s. So it's working great for me. Consider that. There are other like new generation banks out there. Nigeria has so many banking institutions, but I would say you want to go with possibly like the top 10. And I think EcoBank is in there. Zenith Bank is there. First Bank, Union Bank. These legacy banking institutions that have been in the country for, I know First Bank has been around for over 100 years in Nigeria. Same thing with Union Bank. But I like EcoBank. They've never given me any issues. The systems hardly ever go down. I don't think I've ever had any situation or instance where the EcoBank system has gone down to where I'm not able to transact or transfer funds from US to Nigeria. So that's what you need to do, Go with those sort of banks. Choose that. You can go with EcoBank. They don't pay me for this. I'm just telling you from experience. That's the banking institution that I use. I'm based in the United States. It's worked well for me. When I need to pay my vendors, I usually transact funds directly from my United States account into my Berrycat business account in Nigeria, and then from there, I'll funnel funds wherever they need to go, whether it's paying my team, paying my vendors, paying my suppliers, paying my general contractor. I pay them through my Nigerian account, which is what you want to do. You don't want to be paying them directly from the US account. It's just a lot easier. But you got to remember, you can't open an account offshore. You have to be on the ground in Nigeria to be able to open a business or a personal bank account. And ever since my my friend has done that, now his life has just been so much easier, because now, instead of, when he travels to Nigeria, instead of having to like change money and carry cash, naira cash around, he can just use his debit card, his Nigerian banking debit card. It's just so much easier. That is the bank. My banking institution in Nigeria is what I use to pay for my local flights in Nigeria when I'm there, for hotels, when I'm there for food, just whatever service that I need. I use my personal debit card that's linked to my Nigerian account, as opposed to having to carry US dollars, sorry, not US dollars, cash around, because Nigeria is slowly moving away from the cash system into the digital form of payment. So that's how you go about it. You're going to need a BVN. If you cannot get the BVN done in the United States, you can get it done in Nigeria. But without a BVN biometrics, you can't open an account. So that is what you're going to need. First and foremost, get your BVN. If you're in the United States traveling to Nigeria, I will recommend you get your BVN here first, because Nigeria can be a little bit tricky. Like, it takes forever to get anything done back home. So you're gonna need your BVN for sure. I think now they're also starting to request NIN number to open a bank account. Things in Nigeria changes all the time. So just be ready to adapt and go with the flow of how things change in the country. But yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. Go with EcoBank. It's a trusted bank. I've used them for years. I've had people with success with Zenith Bank as well, First Bank, Union Bank. These legacy banking institutions that have been around for multiple generations. Those are the sort of banking institutions you should go with, and that's what that's what I recommend for you. So if you have any questions, feel free to post them in the comment section, and please like, share, and comment. We are at 850 something subscribers right now. Our goal is to get to 1,000 by the end of December 2024. So if you like this content, if you find it informative and insightful, be sure to like, comment, and share. Okay? My name is Rich, broadcasting from Las Vegas, Nevada, USA. Talk to you guys later.